the fourth Monday of January 2011, my world exploded. I was made to believe I'd be killed, murdered in my apartment by a series of orchestrated events. And it was orchestrated, and it's been heavily documented. Documented. And oddly, all the people who I had been doing things with and hanging out with from time to time, the people who had holiday parties and stuff like that, they began to behave in a bizarre manner as if they were fake people who were woven into my life in time for that event to occur. And it would be like an ambush, if you will. And I've been through a million theories of, did someone out there decide that my life needed to be put on another track? And they decided, even though you don't get to play God out there as other people, that I needed to be a completely different person. That's what it could kind of feel like, but I was tortured so badly. It's like, technically the city should not be proud of itself at all. I don't care how much they continue to build with all their urban development and all that. There's nothing to be proud of because of how bad this is. This is so bad, it's ridiculous. And I think about those people because it's like, in 2010, I was already making plans to go out to the Pacific Northwest. I was gonna move out there. I had a friend out there who I had just visited. Two other people who I'd considered friends who had a holiday party. They were planning to move out there, and sure enough, they did, like a year and a half after everything started in my case. And put it over here. Anyway, I met up with another friend at the UPenn library. It was something that I had longed for, like this sort of feeling of support, and I have all these peeps out there, that kind of thing. Anyway, I do kind of wonder if these people think of me. Sorry, I got distracted there. There's a lot of loud noises out here. I'm wondering what they thought they were doing. I'm wondering who they work for. And it's sort of like the story of in the gay community, like kids in high school would come out as gay back in the day, and then they would lose like 90% of their friends. That was put through as a theory, and no one wanted to be supportive after I was made to believe I'd be murdered in my apartment. It's kind of on the odd side. And I was so proud to have sort of finally reached out and like made all these connections, and to believe, like, I can move to the Pacific Northwest. So I was running and I was happy and this, that, and the other. Anyway, point being, I continue to wonder, and it's hard to get past it. Like, did they ever grow up to become adults? Because their behavior was not adult-like. And also, for many years, I didn't contact anyone. Like, at some point, I realized no one was really being truly supportive as a friend. It was kind of bizarre. Like, they almost thought it was funny, as if they're all murderers and they could be considered terrorists at this point in time of a new form, of a new kind. I had to report everybody, but anyway, I wondered, or many years later, so there are only a few people who would meet up with me for coffee, but I had to initiate everything. No one called in to say, hey Sharon, you doing okay? It really, that totally sucks, whatever it was that happened. That's pretty scary. Like, if you need to stay here. Nobody said that. And I would have said that to people, like, if you need a place to stay, or if you're scared to stay in your apartment, or if you want us to come over, we'll hang out for an hour, have dinner, maybe that'll make you feel better. No one said that. So anyway, for many years I didn't talk to all these people who I thought were like awesome sauce friends and everything. And awesome sauce comes up because I think of Pizzagate and how easy it is to drill someone down in plain sight without the general public really truly understanding or seeing what's going on. But a very large community could drive someone to the streets and into like a murderous situation, and that's what these people are capable of. So many years later, you know, so everything kicked off in 2011. In like say 2018-19, I reactivated a Facebook account or reopened a Facebook account. I shut down all my social media because of how bad the harassment was. It's like I have to get rid of anything that's feeding the machine, and social media fed the machine big time. And there were people who were doing things on purpose, so they would come behind me in a comment. Say I left a comment on a friend Val's Facebook page, someone would come right up behind and say something that would creep me out. But it wouldn't creep someone out who wasn't in the know of my private business. So other people wouldn't necessarily know that the creeper was creeping me out. So anyway, 2018-19, I reopened a Facebook page, and you figure, well, 7 years have gone by, 7.5. And I try to reach out to certain people, like the people in the Pacific Northwest, to see, you know, if all these years later, if they'd be willing to be a friend, at least on Facebook or through some sort of social media, to stay connected. And everyone turned the other cheek, or turned a blind eye is more like it. And I find it interesting that all those people consider themselves adults. They get to have a mortgage, they get to have a house, they seem to be in regular jobs, but they're all incredibly immature. I wonder how they sleep at night, because they should be hanging their heads low, feeling bad every day. I am so not kidding how bad this was. I will keep talking until the right thing is done by me. So this was on my mind, especially with the holidays coming up. There's Thanksgiving. My birthday's in between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So there's Thanksgiving, then, you know, within 5 days afterwards, there's my birthday, December 1st. And then of course Christmas. And as this time period approaches, it's like I totally wish I could have a holiday party and invite all those people who I thought were awesome sauce before, or have a new group of people who are awesome sauce, like friends. Like there's family who I could invite. Someone walked by who could be the identical twin of a client of mine. It's so funny. That's a very specific type of person with very specific traits. So anyway, for a second I was like, did Tammy have an operation and kind of blew up a little bit, swelled up? But anyway, that's a different person who I know. So with all these holidays coming, I do sort of like, I miss what I almost had in my hands. Like, I thought I met all these awesome people. I was excited to sort of, you know, come out of, you know, a form